So we're working on a few creature comforts on the old Singer Roadster. One of the things is the seats. There's just no padding. Once I pulled the covers off the seats, they're just aluminum shells, and they have bolts sticking up through the base. So we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna cut my wife's old kitchen mat, which is a hard, dense foam, and make a liner to go in here. And then I think I might take this camping mat, which is air filled. If I can cut it without losing the air, put that in there and give my bottom some reprieve from bouncing over the bumps. Let's see if that works. So we got a fanny pad on the driver's side and a fanny pad on the passenger side. It's just a dense rubber mat, and I bolstered it with a little bit of excess there and in the back. And now I'm using my camping pad. I'm going to take my scissors and hopefully I can cut that without deflating the air bladder. It's an old sleep mat that we've had forever. Might come in handy, one for each side. Looks like I did a good job of cutting it without puncturing the air bladders, which I'm pretty happy about. I can inflate my seats for some comfort. That actually worked out really well. These are super comfortable, and I can control how much air is in them, and they're waterproof. Bonus. Bingo, bango, bongo. Okay, we got our padded seat bottoms done. They don't look as contoured. A little kind of puffy. Still doesn't care. Let's go to work. See if my bottom passes the test on the bumpy roads. I think it will be nice. It's very cushy. No more bolts poking me in the behind. Alright, so we made it to work in the old convertible. Still in it, letting it idle a little bit. We're working through some bad gas. Every now and then you can tell it pings or hesitates. I think there's some bad gas, and that makes sense. This thing's been sitting for, well, I've had it for almost 3 years, and then the guy before me 5. So I just added fuel to it, cleaned the carburetors, but it's warmed up now. Can't tell that because the gauges don't work, but I just drove it 3 miles from my home, idling about 750. And if I just totally, I'm sure it's in neutral, stomp the throttle, again it's got 4 throats, kind of has a little and then it takes off, and that seems to get better the more I drive it. So the brakes have totally worked out the air bubble that was in there. They are sharp, they're great. I have no qualms about the brakes. I thought this car would be severely underpowered in the braking department. Brakes are snappy and they feel super confident. They're great. Clutch, every now and then it grinds going in reverse. And I'm going to give you some more inputs, or should I say my critique. The body cleaned up nice on the driver's side. It's now dull but not dirty. I used the 3M pad and basically some bleach, got it all looking good. What was I gonna say? The thing that bothers me the most now is actually the seats. I just worked on putting new padding in the seats. It's too much. I feel like I'm sitting too high, like I'm sitting outside the car. I didn't think that'd be a problem, but I gotta fix it. And the padding that I have kind of goes up for the low back. I thought that'd be nice to have some lumbar support. No, it makes me feel like I'm leaning forward. So luckily it's just a camp pad that I can pull out. Let's show you. It's pretty awesome, actually. So I can just pull this out and use the rubber mat. I'm gonna play with that a little bit and see what I like. It's nice having the soft material, but I do not like sitting up that high. I like actually sitting low with the car. Okay, there, our idle just came back. So the carburetors are still working themselves out. The fuel is iffy. It's running good. Overall, this thing went from yard art to something that's drivable in a matter of a week and a lot of time. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Alright, so it's another day of driving the Super Singer. It's a nice cool morning. Got a few more things fixed. Still is enjoying riding in the open air comfort Got my gas gauge working, sort of. I got a vacuum gauge working, but it's only on one cylinder, and because it's got 4 carburetors, it wags out. I got my coolant temperature gauge working, and it's reading a little hot, so I'm going to see if I can change the thermostat. So I got all the gauges working, sort of. I mean, this one's blinking. This one's sounds like a valve lifter ticking. When I rev it up, it sort of works. And then, of course, tachometer's working too. So we got everything working. Just got to keep her cool. Oh, I got the mirror on too. See that? That's pretty cool. You'd think I'd start to like this car. You think. It's actually running pretty good. One more thing, I cut down the shifter so I no longer smash my knuckles on the bottom of the dash there. That's really nice. I'm going to get the horn working and turn signals. So I need turn signals. Alright, so we arrived to work. You can hear the clanking of the machinery next door. And it's going to be another 100-degree day. I think it's our 5th or 6th 100-degree day. It's going to set a record for total amount of 100-degree days here in Portland, Oregon. And I've been driving this old clunker. It's starting to grow on me. It's actually been alright. It runs a little hot, and when it gets hot it pings a little bit, so I got to figure out if I can change the thermostat. I've officially turned it into a truck. I can haul my dog, all my oils for work, some tools, some plans for the house, and then in the rumble seat here I've got the garbage and gas cans. And what more do you need? This is a British roadster truck. Got my hubcaps on one side so I look good curbside, and then I got my racing wheels with no hubcaps on the other. What more could you want? What more could anybody want? We've got the little Singer loping away here. I don't think it's got a special cam in it. It might. Idle down to a stated 500. Vacuum wagging all over the place. Temperature seems a little hot at 210. Gas gauge is kind of coming back. Oil pressure 35. Voltage. Let's see. $149. 163. I think the gauge is wonky. I'm not seeing overheating. Let's take a look on this side. $165. I think my gauge is off. It's reading 210. Let's rev this thing up a little bit. New gas makes all the difference in the world. Sounds pretty cool.